from 78 to 81. Resulted in the fall of Nawab. Vizir Ali, a revolt of I don't know you have heard about it. Panchasi Raja read it. Panchasi. Just a minute. Panchasi Raja. Which rocked Malabar. Panchasi Raja which rocked Malabar. Affected Malabar लिख लो. In 1796 to 1802. So the thing is, revolts were happening. Okay, it's not for the first time that we are seeing in 1857. These were regularly happening, and it is called restorative rebellions. They wanted to restore what was earlier, before Jamindari system was formalized, right? Because they were feeling that we were into more advantageous position in the forms. This one is more exploitative on us. When? See, Sadat Ali Khan, actually, this is 81, this is kind of, these things were confined into this time, but then again there was a resurrection. He was during this time. For a very brief duration he became Nawab. And rebellions were happening because so when there is even a last ray of hope, people want to explore it. Same applies to the peasant also. They were also like, okay, maybe we'll have a chance, maybe, and at times they were proved right. Not every time, but sometimes. During British time, there was what is called the absentee landlordism. British were not going there. They were appointing their agents who would go there and collect the tax. So what was happening to the peasant, the real master was unaware of it, because he was governing through what is called absentee landlordism. So then you see these resurrections, these rebellions will become manifold, and it will involve more and more of the areas. More areas will come under their influence. Okay, write it.
Malabar was governed by Travancore kingdom. Did Travancore have some similar laws to these Jamindari and all that?
Almost same thing was there. Yes. Somehow the revenue has to come. And one distinguished feature is that none of the rulers, most of them were not concerned with the prevailing conditions of agriculture. They were like, let the revenue come, how it is coming, it's their problem. The peasant has. So it was a do or die situation for the peasants also. Right? Next you write the Rangpur Rebellion, Rangpur, Rangpur Rebellion 1783 in North Bengal is an example to put down the British Army. Is an example to put down the British Army. In the early days of revenue farming, the peasants were oppressed by revenue contractors. The EIC officials imposed high revenue. The peasants initially sent a petition to the EIC. Which was unheeded, not listened, okay, unheeded. Subsequently, the peasants organized themselves elected their own leader, raised a huge army, and attacked the local administration. The rebels sought to legitimize what sort of him. He has been an MP. What Sugata Bose calls, quote, the symbols of pre-colonial state system. Dr. Bose has been a Trinamool Congress MP also, renowned historian. symbols of pre-colonial state system. They called their leader Nawab. They called their leader Nawab. They started their own government. And levied charges, L-E-V-I-E-D, levied charges to meet the cost of their government, to meet the cost of their movement, you can write. In South, after the fall of Tipu Sultan, the old ruling dynasty was brought back. The enhanced revenue demand, fell on the peasants. Fell on the peasants. There was an open rebellion in 1830-31. In 1830-31, in the province of, anyone who knows it, Nagar, N-A-G-A-R, province of Nagar. Change the para. In many peasant movements, religion played important role. Religion defined their ideology of protest. Religion defined their ideology of protest. The earliest of these were the Sannyasi and Fakir rebellion. Which happened now what was happening here? The Dasnami sannyasis were involved in land holding land holding, money lending, trade, etc. The Madrasi fakirs came from a Sufi tradition. They were Madrasis. Who traced their origin what you wrote, they were from that originated from Shai Mother. They enjoyed armed followers and rent-free tenures. So you see, both these sannyasis and fakirs, they were armed, they kept wandering from one place or the other without any kind of hindrance. They could engage in trade, earn a livelihood also in that way, and they were legitimized, like they had a revered status, both the fakirs and the sannyasis. They hardly had any conflict with anyone, and people also had respect for them. So both these groups had respected. Write it. Both these groups of armed wandering monks, and they had arms also, armed wandering monks were affected by high demands of company. Both these groups mobilized the rebels. Conflict became inevitable when the company did not allow the wandering band of armed monks the wandering band of armed monks see, they were not settled. They were from one place to the other, they were going and into different things, whatever they wanted. Now, how will company collect revenue? Company wants the peasant to settle at a particular place so that it is easy to locate them, easy to identify, and raise revenue from the same. Now, several disgruntled peasants were joining the rank and file of these groups. So company was like, first, they do not settle at a place, it's very difficult to trace them. Secondly, disgruntled peasants are joining their ranks. So they need to live at a particular place. They will not keep roaming from here to there. Okay, they cannot just go on living from here and then somewhere else. No, that's not going to happen. So that is what the company did. Then the clash became inevitable. What you wrote?
Company did not allow the band of armed
Monks to act as per their wishes. As it went against the company's cherished ideal of a settled peasant society. A settled peasant society in Bengal that would pay. So when you are settled, you will earn, you will pay regularly. That would pay revenue regularly. Okay, so this was the main reason behind it. Understood? Now this one we will complete and we'll wind up for today. So you understood why they were conflicting. They were forced to stay at a particular place. Not all the rebel faction could join their ranks and files, and only then, when a settled peasantry will be there, the flow of revenue from the British point of view would be regular, right? All of you understood it? So by 1800 they were kind of operating into these areas, the North Bengal and the adjacent parts of Bihar, the touching area of border sharing area with North Bengal, kind of routed very mercilessly. But then another group came. That is what you have written, 1763 to 1800. So they were taken care of. Actually, they were very brutally crushed. But you write further, by 1800, another movement developed in Sherpur Pargana of East Bengal. Where Karim Shah and Tipu Shah started a new religious movement Tipu's, he actually brought a new sect. Pagalpanthi. You know what is Pagalpanthi? Pagal, you know? Panthi is the follower. So, have you heard about these? Ever went to Sufi Dargah? कहाँ? बोलो. Near the fort. When did you go there? Was that the day of Urs? Day you remember? Usually on the day of Urs there is this you will study this, art and culture, the Sama and Urs. Have you seen that song, Pia Haji Ali? Whatever. There is another. So these are, at the end of the song, they all start rotating like this, like this, like this. So they are said to be in, the. No, I have not experienced it to tell it firsthand, but as I have read about it, that it's some kind of sama, and they kind of meditate on a particular name. They try to invoke the name of the god, so on and so forth. Sufis are actually, and I tell you two things. You will understand how they were doing it. The Sufis used to call them Beshara. What is Beshara, And the ulemas used to call themselves Bashara. Now, how it got these names? In Urdu, all the bad words are from Be. Behuda, Be Murawwat, Be Wafa. Okay. Be Shara means without Sharia. Ba Shara means with Sharia. Okay, that these people are with the Sharia. The Islamic law, they are not. They are Be Shara, Be Huda, Be Murawwat, Be Huda, Be Wafa. Okay, you are without it. So they accuse. Now, what will the ulema say? What will the clergy, Muslim clergy say? You talk to any this. What is the most pronoun? Any Sanafi Sunni. The ulema would always say that the Allah and people are Banda. Allah is master or Aka. Aka is the Urdu word for master. Banda is slave. Okay. Gulam. This is the Bashara ulema view. Now, what would the Bashara Sufi view say? Allah is Mehboob and Banda is Ashik. Now, this word will offend the ulema. How dare you? Mehboob is beloved. So this is a word used by the lover for his beloved. How can you call Allah beloved? Okay, Allah को महबूब कैसे बोल दिया? So that is why they will be like they will never abide by the same thing. Right? Now the Sufi orders that emerged, they were same thing, Mehboob and Ashik. Now they celebrate death. Not these people, Sufis. Why? Because Ashik will finally meet the Mehboob. Okay, Ashik is going to meet the Mehboob. And then the death anniversary of a Sufi is called Urs, and the time for which they are in this world, they call it Visale Yar. I'm sure you are not fond of Ghalib Shairi. There is this very famous शेर by him. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत की विसाले यार होता, अगर और जीते होते तो यही इंतज़ार होता. Visale Yar means I am dying to meet the beloved Mehboob and I am condemned to live in this world. So they kind of celebrate. Urs is the death anniversary of a Sufi saint. So they will have all kind of music recitations. Okay, zikr will be there. What is zikr? Like have you heard about this guy Pankaj Udas? So he will kind of any famous one? Not Kavali. Come on, bhajan. What is the famous one? Any famous one by him? Like he will say Radhe Radhe Radhe. He will go on saying Radhe Radhe Radhe. He will switch off the TV. He will switch it on. Again he is saying Radhe Radhe Radhe. So this is invocation of the same thing. That is what the Sufis do in zikr. Okay. So these things were there. So this Pagal Panthi was actually a Sufi sect. Started by, name you have already noted, that Shai Mother. Now it went on and on. Now these people are like very free floating creatures. They do not subscribe to a particular thought or very strict orders. They are like जहाँ बैठे वहाँ बैठ गए, जहाँ मत जी वहीं सो गए. मतलब they are very comfortable in their immediate surroundings. Now this thing was not liked by the British. Okay, this thing was not liked because it could pose a threat to the social order, the law and order situation. And what about the revenue? Okay, so these Pagal Panthis will now kind of take out their weapons, and then there will be a confrontation, a series of confrontation between them. Okay, so this is what they were doing. Let us do it tomorrow now. Okay, ending it here. If you have any question, any online question, if anyone can see, is he there? Then why isn't he asking? Wait. Let me see if there is any.